I'm a bit of a walker, so I hope you don't mind. I'm going to just walk up and down here, if that's all right. Is that all good? So, afternoon, everyone. My name's Kittoe, and I'm the Diversity and Inclusion Manager for AXA UK. And I'm really going to talk about a topic that, for me, is sort of close to my heart, but also close to my lived experience. When we talk about social mobility, there's so many things that it can mean, but what does it actually mean? And I want to ground our time together in 3 numbers. So 27, 5, and 1. So I grew up in East London on a sort of council estate. Does anyone know Leytonstone? Oh, I love that. No one ever knows it. I love that. I went to a school that, in my year group, only 27% of my year group passed their GCSEs, and that's A to E. Before I left school, I lost 3 friends to knife crime. And before I left school, I witnessed 8 kids in my year, because that's what we were all kids, go down for a murder, which was actually the same murder. And I don't say that because I want to shock anyone or because I want sympathy. I'm so far away from being that way inclined. It's more to really paint a picture of what social mobility actually means. We have people who are coming into our workplaces who have come from environments where they're navigating so many barriers, a lack of role models, a lack of aspiration before they even get into the workplace. So what we're doing as organizations to really help these people. Some of those experiences leave hidden scars, and that's what really causes some of that lack of representation that we have within the workplace. And for me, I remember being from an estate, and most of the role models I had were doing negative things. Some of them were sort of selling drugs, and the others were, they won that metaphorical lottery ticket. They made it as a rapper, or a footballer, or an athlete. But the majority of us, that's not the experience that we're going to have. This isn't all doom and gloom. I'm not here to make everyone sad at 5 o'clock on a Friday, I promise. We're here to talk about #WhatWorks. And Linda, I knew I was going to throw that in, #WhatWorks. These are the things that at AXA UK have really helped us to push the dial when it comes to social mobility. I can't go through all of these because I would literally be here for an hour and someone would rugby tackle me off the stage, and we don't want to see that. But really ground what you're trying to achieve in data, because we want this to be people-centric. If you want to move away from it being a tick box or an exercise that people don't really resonate with, use your data. What are your people telling you? Take a picture of this slide, actually. I can't go through everything, but please, get your phones out. Take a picture of this and reflect. What is it that your organization are doing currently? What is it that AXA UK are doing in this space? And do a bit of a gap analysis. What is it that you can copy, steal, borrow, share? All of those different things. Role modeling is so key to everything in this space. I remember going back to school, looking around, I said I had a lot of negative role models around me, but Tim Campbell, so he won The Apprentice, the first Apprentice, black guy. He came into my school, super expensive suit, expensive watch, and he looked like me. Well, he didn't look like me, he looked like my dad. But I remember looking at him thinking, if he can do it, if he can come from a very similar background to me, he looks like me, talks like me, hasn't changed anything about him, and he can succeed, what's stopping me from doing the exact same thing? And that really raised my aspirations. And in your organizations, you'll have people who have come from these backgrounds and had to overcome some of these barriers. Use their voice. It's so powerful. It raises aspiration and helps us to boost that representation. Best practice. Share best practice. At AXA UK, we're co-founding members of Progress Together. And that is a not-for-profit membership organization aimed at boosting socioeconomic background representation in senior levels of organizations within financial services. Mouthful, wow. But the most important part of that is the senior representation. I don't want to go to an organization and it's completely diverse at the bottom of the organization, but when I look at the top, there's no one like me. Share that best practice, speak to your peers, we're all going through it. I'm a Liverpool fan and I work for AXA who sponsor Liverpool, so I had to do this. This may sound so daunting, all of those things I spoke about earlier and had on the screen, but pick one thing and try and be in a better position next year and the year after that. And here's some resources for you. But time's up, and I've loved being with you, so I'm going to pass back to Tunde. Thank you.